Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mr. Russo, your summer eClass principal, coming to you live from the Toronto Catholic District School Board Catholic Education Center here at Yonge and Sheppard. I hope everyone is doing well. I stepped out to grab a coffee and noticed how beautiful of a day it is out there. So hopefully you're spending some time outdoors as well. So today we welcome Session 2 students as our Session 2 program begins. For Session 1 students, welcome as well, definitely. You're in a different situation. Hello. You're in a different situation, though, because you're halfway done. We just finished midterms, and we're now on a path to finishing up our work, preparing the submission of any culminating activities, but also preparing for final exams. So congratulations, you're halfway there. So let's transition to Session 2 students. And I wanted to first and foremost, let you know that you should be logging in daily. And so let's focus on that. And then let's focus on some of the basics in terms of accessing and communicating, accessing the platform and communicating. And then I'll go to the chat here. I'm just looking at the chat, and then you see that I've got the chat here happening on my iPad. So first and foremost, the browser, the internet browser of choice should be a Google Chrome browser. Okay, and then once you're in Google Chrome, the website, obviously, you should know by now, is tcdsb.elearningontario.ca. Okay? Once you're in, you can locate your course. Your course will either be listed on the right-hand side or at the top towards the center right. You'll notice that there is a 3x3 grid, and that's where you'll find your courses. So if anything, I can show you quickly how to do that. Just going to share my screen. Okay, you're probably seeing my list of live YouTube events. So what I will do is I will switch to our e-learning platform. There we go. So you should now be able to see the e-learning platform. I have already logged in. You'll notice that I'm welcoming myself here to the virtual learning environment. You'll notice that I've got the announcements here that have all of the recordings available from previous sessions, as well as the one that's upcoming tomorrow, which is on the 17th. So you'll notice that these recordings, these links turn into recordings. So it'd be a great idea for you to watch these videos, even just quickly glance through them. We had great questions from those students that participated. So just getting back on track. Once you log in, where can you find your course? You can find your course right over here on the right-hand side in this widget called My Courses, or you can also find it up here, the 3x3 grid or waffle, however you want to call it, titled Select a Course. And then once you're there, you can enter 2019 SS if you're in Session 1. If you're in Session 2, you would type in 2019 SS2. And then once you do that, you'll notice that your course will be listed. I have them all because I'm principal. But once you find your course, what you can do is you can select this pin here, and then you can actually pin up your course. So that way, conveniently, it's always available at the top of the dropdown. Okay? Okay, so that's it right there. In terms of any kind of support that you need from whether it be our team here at the board office, or let's say you're having some troubles with your computer and actually interacting with the e-learning platform, then all you have to do is click on the D2L Live Support icon. And then what you'll notice is that it will take you to a D2L support help page. and you can actually you know, get the help that you need in terms of assistance with course content, issues with quiz grades. There's also help here for teachers. So if you need to contact them, you can also you know, contact them for at the contact support tab here. So there's an email and there's a phone number as well. Or you'll notice on the right hand side here towards the bottom right corner, you'll notice that there's a chat with an expert. Now I just selected it, so it's loading. You would include your name and details, and then you can have an instant chat with someone from D2L. They're wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to close that window here. So just to be very clear, you would contact D2L not for login help, because that information comes from us. In particular, you would email eregister@tcdsb.org. So again, eregister@tcdsb.org. And you can include particulars like your OEN number and indicate what the problem is in terms of your login, okay? But everything else related to troubleshooting your computer and the interaction of the e-learning platform with your computer, you can contact D2L for support. So that now takes us to the chat. Let's see what questions are being asked in the chat. So just going to stop sharing my screen here so you can see me. All right, there we go. So let's see here. In terms of Emily, hi Emily. So in terms of your course and what was going on, again, we were dealing with registration and enrollment. So your course now has been moved to session 2, and so all is well. Let's see here. How long will the stream take? Well, you can jump on and stay on as long as you want. We've scheduled these sessions to be 30 minutes, and they're not mandatory. They're more an invitation to students to see if you want to jump on, get to meet the principal. I'm not going to be your principal for session 2. You'll have a different principal. His name is James Tanchez. I've invited him to join us on the link on the conference here. He may jump in, but I know that he's busy registering students in the background, so he might jump in. But you can continue your correspondence with eregister@tcdsb.org, and the principal for session 2 will receive any correspondence that he needs to see or is addressed to him. So let's see here. In terms of other questions, hi, Mr. Russo. Thank you for saying hello. I am doing the summer course, but I don't have any assignments or announcements, and my classes started 2 hours ago. I'm in the US, so is that why I can't do work? No, absolutely not. That's the flexibility of e-learning, right? You could be anywhere. As long as you have a connection into a network, you should be able to participate. So the CGC 1D2, the only thing I can think of is that we activated courses this morning. You should be able to see your course as of now. If you still don't see your course, I mean, if you see your course, let me see here. You see the course, I'm sorry, but it doesn't have content. Probably because the teacher is setting things up in the background. So what you can do is you can send eRegister an email, eregister@tcdsb.org, and then we'll pass that on to the assigned teacher just to follow up and see what's happening in terms of updates. Okay? But not to worry, just to segue here in terms of probably a lot of concerns that students have that are registering late or don't see their course fully set up. Do not be concerned about starting late, because we are still trying to register students. We're probably one of the only programs in the province that continues to register students while the program is started. So we understand that this could be a last-minute decision, and we're trying to accommodate and respond and assist to hundreds of requests in a timely manner. But that aside, we have informed teachers and students that you can submit or accept work as early as Monday, okay, of the following week. Because the idea there is that we want to allow students at least the weekend to catch up and be able to submit their work by end of day on Monday so that they're all caught up and fully integrated in the course. So you shouldn't have any teachers telling you that the Dropbox is closed and the assignments folder is closed and you've submitted your work late, because that they should understand, they should know that you may be registered late, and that's why you're submitting work as late as Monday. If instead you are registered, you see your course, you're able to log in, then I highly recommend that you log in daily right away. Reach out to your teacher and make sure that you're logging in daily so you have a sense of what is going on. You have a sense of being able to reach out to them, asking for that timely feedback. And again, just a friendly reminder here. I know that you're participating in an e-learning course. I know that the platform is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but that doesn't mean that your teacher is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? So if you know that something is due on Friday, then if you want some feedback before you submit your final draft on Friday, then you have to be in regular conversation leading up to that Friday with your teacher. You can't just, an hour before the assignment is due, reach out to your teacher and say, hey, I need some feedback before I submit this, and then be all upset that they're not responding in a timely manner. You can't give them an hour. You've got to give them, I would say, at least half a day to a full day, because they're supporting a whole bunch of students, and not everyone is always submitting at the same time, asking questions at the same time. So please consider that when you're trying to correspond and communicate with your teacher. All right. So just looking at the rest of the questions in the chat, someone want to tell me if I need to be here because I have to attend class. You don't have to be here. I just wanted to give everyone a chance to ask questions as they needed to. You can always watch the recording. A whole bunch of you saying hello. So nice to meet you. That's why I love doing these things. So I get to give you a chance to put a face to a name and let you know that someone's looking out for you in this platform and while you're in the online course. Let's see here. Hello, Mr. Russo. I originally signed up for the Session 2 course, yet when I logged in, I received materials for Session 1, and I got the midterm report card. My average is 10. What should I do? So, Maxim, what you should do is send an email to eregister@tcdsb.org and let them know that you want to switch to Session 2 sooner than later, because there are very limited spots in Session 2, and then what they'll do is they'll remove you from Session 1, they'll sign you up into Session 2, and then you can start all over again. There won't be any record of that 10% from Session 1. Thank you for asking that question. When is the exam? For Session 1, the exam for grade, again, this information is specific to grade 12 university courses only. Face-to-face final exams for grade 12 university courses only happen on Friday, July the 26th for Session 1. And because there are so many students and so many courses, we're going to have to set up a morning session and an afternoon session. So if you're set up in 2 courses, then you're going to need to work it out with your teachers when you're writing the first exam, when you're writing the second exam. A schedule will come out. We'll confirm the times. If you're writing an exam for Session 2, then that exam date for grade 12 university students is scheduled for Friday, August the 9th. Okay, everyone else, you're going to have to follow up with your teacher to find out when your online exam is happening. It should be on Friday the 26th for Session 1, and it should be on Friday the 9th of August for Session 2. Again, those would be for all the other courses that have an online exam. There's also courses that have just a culminating activity and not an online exam. Get all those particulars from your teacher. Okay? All right. So where will our exams be held? So our exams will be held at the Catholic Education Center. Again, these are the face-to-face exams at the Catholic Education Center, 80 Shepherd Avenue East. So all of this information is already available. What I'll do is I'll show you where it's available. right? So if you're looking at the home page here, then what I'll do right now is I will edit this announcement. And I'm just going to remind you where you can find all the program information. All program information can be found here. And it is https bit.ly. I'm just updating this in real time. Okay. All right. So if you want to know when all the key dates are, everything related to our program that was available since the day we started registration, then you can just click on this link, and when you do, it'll take you to this summary here of details, right? It gives you a heads up on all the key information for logging in, and it also tells you details around session 1, session 2. You can see there's a whole bunch of people on there already. And then in terms of, other frequently asked questions, there you go. You've got other questions here in terms of, a lot of stuff that students have asked for in the past. Okay, I'll just let you read that while I look at the chat area. Shania, when I click on my course, it says that I have no assignments. What am I supposed to do? So you can send eregister@tcdsb.org an email reminding us the course that you're in, like the course code that you see, and then we'll follow up with the teacher right away. Okay, teachers are setting things up in the background as well. When will we start doing our work assignments? Right away, right? You should be starting right away. But for those that are registering and signing in late because of registration, then you can submit your work as late as Monday. Okay. Emily, enrollment seems to be the same for your course. We're just waiting for more students to log in, but I think all should be okay. Quick question in terms of attendance. Would logging in at any time of the day be counted? Great question. No one's ever asked that. We just worry that, we worry when you don't log in. So please log in all the time. Log in during the day, in the evening, because you want to see if your teachers shared any additional announcements, any additional information related to your program, updated a calendar, updated due dates. It's always good to keep in touch, right? And logging in frequently is a good thing. Is ePortfolio the same as Portfolio? No, it's not the same. Portfolio is a separate tool. ePortfolio is built into the e-learning platform. So is Portfolio, but they have different functionality, different possibilities. At what time does the e-learning class start? Great questions, because taking an online course possibly for the first time, it's new for you, right? It's totally new. So I appreciate the fact that you're asking such important questions that might seem simple, but they're not. So you should be logging in daily. But if you know that your teacher, like let's say your teacher announces that, they're going to be online between 10 and 12. Well, try to organize your schedule to be online at the same time in case you have questions, because it may be likely that they can answer your questions through the instant chat possibilities within the platform, or they might email you back right away. So, it depends. It depends on what your teacher is sharing in terms of their own schedule. And I would log in first thing in the morning, like 9 o'clock, because teachers tend to provide updates at the beginning of the day. But I could be wrong. Let's see how your teachers handle things. Ask them when they're going to provide updates. They'll be very scheduled and regimented because they're trying to keep everyone organized as well, right? So that's a great question. Thank you so much. For how long do you have to be on e-learning? Well, here's the thing. I'm taking an e-learning course myself right now. And I'm just going to go back to sharing my camera. So I'm taking an e-learning course myself. And how long? I just need to log in daily so that I can see if there's an announcement made. so I can see if and what the work is that's due. And then I don't necessarily have to stay logged in because I'm probably using another Google Doc or OneNote or something in the background where I'm actually writing up my response to the assigned work, right? So just because I'm logged into the e-learning platform and given instruction so that I can take it away and work on it somewhere else doesn't mean I have to stay in the e-learning platform, right? Because what I do while I'm taking my e-learning courses, I take what I have to do as an assignment and instructions, and I paste it in a Google Doc, and then I work on stuff. I do my research. I do, my writing and my editing and all that stuff. And when I'm ready to share it, then I take the file, I go to the assignments folder that is specific to that activity, and then I upload it, and then the teacher receives it. But how do I know if they receive it? Well, in your inbox within your e-learning account, you'll notice that it'll say submission receipt. So that way you know that your upload actually went through and that your teacher can see it. Okay? Great question. Great questions, guys. Thanks so much. So I am enrolled in summer school because I have failed geography. So I'm doing a credit recovery, but when I click on my course, it says I have no assignments. Again, Shania, they're updating, the teacher's updating in the background. If you don't see anything there by tomorrow morning, email us and we'll follow up again with the teacher, okay? If you can't start until 1:30, you start whenever you can. Just make sure that you keep up to date, okay? You have to be online between those, not the whole time. You guys are answering each other's questions. That is fantastic. Thank you. It is anytime. Where do you go to start eClass when you already are in the eClass learning site? So you go within the platform, right? tcdsb.elearningontario.ca. So as soon as you log into the platform, I included a link. It's called, I'm putting it in the chat area as well. The eClass 2019 SS. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so basically, if you go to that link, it has a summary of the entire program and key dates and stuff that will guide you throughout the rest of the program. Mr. Russo, I'm confused with why I don't see any courses that I applied for in e-learning. Marcus, it's probably because we're still hiring a teacher and making sure that the course is active. So just send, that's my middle son. So just send, he wanted to come to work with dad today. So Marcus, what you can do is, what you can do, Marcus, is if you don't see the course there by tomorrow or the content, just send us an email. We'll continue to work with the teacher in the background. Okay. Will we receive assignments on the weekend? Oh my goodness, what a great question. So the expectation is that you work Monday to Friday, right? That the material is covered Monday to Friday. Correspondence is Monday to Friday. So you could take advantage of the weekend to do some of your work. The only thing is I don't want you all to expect that your teacher is working on the weekend, okay? If they communicate to you that you can share stuff with them on the weekend and that they will be online for an hour here and there, that's between the teacher who shares that and you. But the expectation is that you're working Monday to Friday and you can take advantage of the weekends to catch up, okay? So that's it. Okay. So in terms of any other questions, what I'll do is I'll try to reach out to the principal, Mr. Tanches, to see if he can join us. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. Mr. Sanchez is going to join us in just a minute. Just waiting for him to jump in. Just 1 second. Okay, there he is. Mr. Sanchez, if you just want to introduce yourself and let the students know online that you'll be the summer eClass principal for session 2. I see he's on there, just waiting for him to enable his camera. Just waiting. Are you there? Oh, we lost him. Okay, I'm still looking at some of the questions. I can only see my assignments and due dates. I don't know what to do for my assignments. So that's something that you're going to have to follow up with your teacher. Go to your course, go to the class list in your course, click on your teacher's name, because you'll notice that the teacher will be given a role that's called teacher. Just click on the name. It'll automatically populate or create a window for you to compose a message and email your teacher, okay? Thank you for asking those questions, but you really have to get specific with your teacher because they're the ones that are organizing the content, the activities, the assignments, and they'll have more specific information for you. Mr. Russo, would you happen to know what programming language ICS 4U2 will have? Unfortunately, I won't know that information. Maybe the principal of session 2 will know, but you can send that email to your teacher, and I'm sure that they're going to get you up to date with that information. Where do I go to view the assignments or announcements that are being posted? Right on the home page. As soon as you log in, it should be the first space that you see, and it should be titled Activity Feed or Announcements. Okay. If I'm not able to submit an assignment with, if you know that you're running late in terms of your work, as long as it's not a regular thing, then you should give your teacher a heads up and email them and say, hey, I'm just letting you know that I'm volunteering my time, I'm working, or I'm participating in something, and if I could have an additional couple of hours, then give them a heads up. Okay, as long as it's not a regular thing, because everyone needs to submit things on time, because then the teacher has a sense of where everyone is at, can organize their time as well to give feedback and mark things in a timely manner, and keep everyone on pace to finish the course. Okay. Hi, Mr. Russo. I don't want you to cancel my course. I don't cancel them personally. It's up to the program coordinator for the continuing education department. As far as I know, we've passed the deadline to cancel courses. I believe as late as Thursday we could cancel courses, but I'm not 100% sure. That's why I was hoping the principal of session 2 would jump in. Can a TDSB student email a TCDSB teacher through Gmail? All communication regarding emails should be done within the e-learning platform. When you're part of the e-learning platform, you're given an email address, and everything should be emailed inside the platform. If a teacher decides to connect with you outside of the e-learning platform with their TCDSB email and your own or your parents' Gmail or guardian's email, whatever, then that's up to the teacher. Otherwise, all communication should be done inside the e-learning course. Okay. Oh, my pleasure. It's better to do it through the class list. Teachers are online from 8:30 to 3. Great questions and feedback. You guys are awesome. Okay, folks. It looks like Mr. Sanchez hopefully will join us tomorrow, and we'll give him more time to work on registration at this point. But we do have another session scheduled for tomorrow. I'm just going to check the time again to confirm with you guys. But tomorrow we have a session at 1 o'clock. It's not mandatory. If you feel like you got all the help that you need by participating in today's session, great. If you have additional questions, jump on in tomorrow. And all you have to do is click on the link that's available in the announcements area. once you log into the platform. Thank you for choosing TCDSB, and we hope that you have a great experience, and we wish you great success. But also don't forget to have some fun and enjoy the outdoors as well. All right, I'm signing off. Bye for now, folks. Take care.